This video is brought to you by Manscaped. Manscaped is the place to confidently trim below the waist. So I'm going to give you a code that gives you 20% off, 2 free gifts and free shipping. I have just received my Perfect Package 3.0 kit designed to make grooming below the waist easy. Confidently trim below the waist with the Lawnmower 3 waterproof trimmer featuring advanced skin safe technology. Enjoy soft ceramic blades, cutting coarse hair at 7,000 RPM. Prepare for an active lifestyle with a crop preserver anti-chafing ball deodorant infused with a cooling aloe vera. Refresh on the go with crop reviver ball toner and refreshing spray. Store all your Manscaped products in the shed. A free gift with the Perfect Package 3. Now, as I said, if you use the code TGTV at checkout, you get 20% off, free shipping and 2 free gifts. So the link will be in pinned comment and in the description as well, so make sure you go and get involved in that. I can vouch for the fact that this is the sort of thing you don't want to get wrong, so it really is a good idea to get involved. Now, without further ado then, let's get on with the video. Hello, and welcome back to TGTV, and more specifically, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a slightly sad video. Today is my final video with my AMG GT, a very sad video indeed. I much love this car, and in this video I'm going to explain exactly why this thing is disappearing right now and what is potentially going to replace it, and what has kind of replaced it already behind the scenes. So we're going to jump in, we're going to go for a little drive, I'm going to give you my full year-long ownership experience of this car and explain all the context surrounding it and give you all the little quirks and everything I've learned whilst having this car for the past year, and if you should buy one instead of a Porsche 911 cab, because this is pretty much exactly what this thing is aimed at. So we're going to jump in, also the R8 cab. So we're going to jump in, we're going for a little spin, and we're going to talk through all of those things right now. But before we get in, we're going to do some waffle as usual. So this car then is the base AMG GT. You never know who's watching and who's seen previous videos on this channel, so I'm just going to whiz around it very quickly. This is the base AMG GT model. This is the entry level. It's not the GTS, it's not the GTR, it's not the GTC. It is literally the narrow-bodied, normal AMG GT. It's pretty much got the same engine as the Aston Martin Vantage. It punts out about 450 odd brake horsepower via a twin-turbo V8, which you can actually see on the side there. It has got very few options on it, this car. It is not overtly spec'd. It's got the base wheels on it, it's got kind of monochrome calipers on there. You get the red calipers on the GTS. And you've actually got, controversially, these tailpipes, which are actually the base ones, but I think I prefer them to those big sausagey ones on the AMG GTS. These are actually only the tips that come on the base model, which I actually really like. My plate is coming off it, by the way, and that'll be going on another car very shortly, if not already. It does have the premium pack inside, which means you get some snazzy seats, and you also get Burmester Hi-Fi, but that is pretty much all that has been spec'd on this car. You don't need anything in particular. I mean, it's still pretty fresh. We've still got the blue on there, which annoys lots of people. It is going to get a clean before it goes back, by the way. And it's not a simple kind of hand-back process. I could have handed this back, but I've actually had an offer from someone to buy this car off me, so I'm actually going to sell it to them, and I think they pick it up maybe tomorrow. So let's jump in then. Let's jump in and get her fired up. In we get then. Red Bull absolutely everywhere. So here we go then. Start her up. Quite a subdued affair. Wallop, here we go then. I'm going to chuck a camera in. We're going to get going. Let's do the little exhaust button. Lovely stuff. Maybe we're not going to put this spoiler up. We're going to leave that because we're not yobs. Right then, let's go for a little hoon then, and we'll talk through how emotional I am to be getting rid of this car. Try not to curb the wheels the day before I get rid of it. I am quite sad to be getting rid of this. I've used this car a hell of a lot. It's done 8,000 miles in a year, which is a lot for me. I usually do about 1,500 to 2,000 on a car at any one time. My Range Rover, I've done 7,000 miles in a year, and this 8,000. So it gives you an idea of how much I've loved this car. That said, Mahmood has been using it for various things. Driving around, going to meetings, etc, Team TG and all that. So some of the mileage has been his. In that time then, issues, problems, quirks,
things that I would warn you of if you were to buy one of these, things that I would tell you to put you off or encourage you. We'll start with the negative first. In a year's worth of driving, be it in wind, rain, snow, sunshine in the south of France, long miles, city driving, is there anything with this car that's happened that I thought, this is the wrong thing? No. To put it bluntly, it has been absolutely faultless. There hasn't been one infotainment glitch, there hasn't been one dash error, there hasn't been one like instance where I thought, why isn't that working, or that's a bit odd, or that's an odd noise, or that's squeaking, that's rattling. Nothing, literally nothing. And I'm not used to that at all. I'm always used to something going wrong, you know, something needing to go into the dealership. It actually needs a service now because I've had it for a year, so it's about 5 days overdue, but with COVID it's been a complete nightmare to get that sorted. That's it. It needs a service, and the first service is about 400 quid, maybe 490, something like that, which is nothing. Considering it is a supercar, it's 120 odd grand's worth of car, the first service is about 400 quid, and that's after 8,000 miles in a year. So I really don't have anything negative to say about this car, other than the fact maybe it could do with back seats, but that's not a real gripe. Maybe it could do with being a little bit smaller. It's about 2 meters wide, which is a bit much for some of the width restrictions in London. The front end is a bit big for some kind of multi-story car parks. But that's it. That's literally it. Even fuel consumption isn't too bad at all. If you don't drive around like a Wally, it's actually quite good news. I'm thoroughly impressed by this car. It's been absolutely phenomenal. It was great in the south of France on kind of all the twisties. Not that you got any footage of that. I had a corrupted memory card, so you didn't see any of that stuff. But it has been phenomenal. It cruises unbelievably well. I mean, you put it in comfort with the exhaust button off, you can just waft around. The seats are extremely comfortable. They hold you in place. The hi-fi is amazing. Visibility's actually pretty good considering you're basically sat on the floor. I don't have any issues with this car. It could sound a little bit better. I think the petrol particulate filter nonsense has muted it to the point where it is a little bit boring, and that's still the same with all the kind of C63s and whatnot. That's a very easy fix, and there's plenty of aftermarket exhaust manufacturers out there that will sort that out for you. But that's it. I'm really happy with this car, and if you don't need back seats, I would get one of these over a 911 cab every single day of the week. It is phenomenal. It's got that daily, robust, usable element that the Porsche 911 has, but it's also got something a little bit special about it. It's a little bit more special than your average 911. Speak of the devil, Miami Blue. Punchy choice to get the new Carrera 4S in Miami Blue. Black wheels. It has a lot more presence than the 911, and when people see it go past, they do have a second look at it, but they don't hate you. It's in that nice category of car where it's kind of, it's knobby, but it's not too knobby. I think it's nice. It's really nice. So anyway, this car was on finance with Mercedes, actually, not Charles and Dean for once. And I'm now at the point where I have a settlement of, well, around its market value, maybe a little bit less than market value. And I've just had an offer, just below retail to be fair, of this car, and I've taken the offer. So what's going to happen is they will settle my finance. They'll give me a few hundred quid on top, a drink on top, whatever it is on top. I'm not going to go into specifics for various reasons. And then it will go. So all very exciting. So I'm not going to come out up over my entire ownership. I will have spent thousands of pounds on this car. It's not something that has, you know, made me a profit at the end of it. But I've paid my dues for this car, and I've paid a reasonable price for this car actually, and I'm very happy with it. So I don't know what to tell you. I think retail on this car, if you look on Auto Trader, maybe 85, 90 grand possibly, thereabouts, with sensible mileage, about a year old. And if you look at the 992 911 cab, they're sort of 105, 110, maybe 120 for high spec. So pound for pound, this car is much better value, I think, and I would take one of these over a 911 cab if I didn't need back seats. Coming back to the sound issue as well, I know I slagged it off for being not sounding amazing. That's compared to the rest of the AMG range. When you compare it to the 992, it sounds a hell of a lot better. And I think there's something to be said for something that isn't that intrusive driving around. And the roof mean, I'm holding my button down. It's probably not quite as quick as the 911 mechanism, but that comes down at about kind of 20 miles an hour or so. And then your roof's off. It's quite cool, actually. You do feel like a bit of a pillock driving around town with the roof off. But you've got this air scarf as well here, so you've got heated air that comes through onto your neck should you want it and should you need it. You've got heated seats. It's all very comfortable in here. I have batted around in this at kind of -1 and been absolutely fine. Windows up, air scarf on, fans on, heated seats on, lovely stuff. I think, no, it doesn't have a heated wheel, that's the only thing. But that's it, that's all you can get it on. All in all then, my GoPro's running out of battery. I just wanted to sign out with this car. It's been amazing, I've had some amazing memories with it, and I hope you've enjoyed seeing it on the channel. I know it's not the most exciting, aggressive car out there, but for what I've used it for, and considering the year 2020's been, I'm so glad I got to take it abroad and down to the south of France for a little bat around. I was kind of worried that I wasn't going to get to use it at all. Ideally, I would have taken it to Lake Como and done a full lap of Europe with the dog and the girlfriend, but things just weren't to be. And on that note as well, boot space is great. There's loads of room in it. So yeah, no gripes at all, and a thoroughly enjoyable year with the Mercedes AMG GT. Replacement wise, the SLS to some extent has replaced it, but I do want something I can drop the roof on that I can take on kind of a spirited long haul jaunt. So I'm thinking maybe a 992 Targa, possibly. I don't want the cab, I don't want another soft top, so I'm thinking maybe 992 Targa. But again, it's going to feel a little bit boring compared to this car. Who knows? Who knows? I change my mind on a daily basis on these things, so anything might happen. Anyway, for now then, thank you very much for watching. Do subscribe, blah, 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 thumbs up, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye now.